GetLowered, thanks again for tuning in to yet another video. Infamous coming at you live from the West Coast yet again, San Jose, California. So let's go ahead and look at this post that popped up, of course, on Twitter. Harley Davidson going extremely woke. Now, you guys seen my videos before. I've made 3 or 4 videos on the CEO, Zeist, the direction that he wants to take Harley Davidson. I've posted interviews in my videos where Zeist is talking about, global, green energy, stuff like that, emissions. The future of Harley Davidson is electric. Of course, this is all the stuff that he's mentioned. Livewire is his baby. I mentioned this before. I believe even before he became CEO, he was the one that started the Livewire, or the idea of Livewire, which has been an absolute fail as far as Harley Davidson training, adding these charging stations. I'm not going to get into the details, but Livewire has been an absolute fail. And this is Zeist baby, the Livewire. So that being said, with what I've seen in this post, in this video of Robbie Starbuck, he has a lot of things in here. Okay, is it checked or fact checked? I don't know. I mean, for the most part, like I've mentioned, I have made about 3 or 4 videos on the CEO, on the Harley Davidson CEO. He's not American, of course. I don't have an issue with that. I don't have an issue with that at all. Some of you guys have mentioned in the comments that you guys do have an issue with that. I don't have an issue with it. But of course, the ideas and how Harley Davidson is spending their money and what they're funding, some of the stuff I don't agree with. Some of the stuff I really don't care. You guys can see I'm still wearing the Harley Davidson gear. I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm not going to burn it. Stuff like that. As far as boycotting, we'll probably get into that in case you guys do want to. Of course, we could talk about how to do it. I guess straight up, the way to do it is not to buy their merch, which is what I'm wearing, and not to buy their bikes. And if you're in the market, you got to buy used until, of course, Harley Davidson does something. Or you guys get the point. But anyways, just looking at some of these bulletins, I guess, openly supports Equality Act. HD funded all ages pride event that featured a rage room. I think like some of this stuff, if you're a parent, all right, you're a parent, you're an adult, you're taking your kids to these events. That's the one thing that I've always noticed at these events. All right, the parents are taking them. It's the same thing with like a rated R movie or a PG-13 movie or whatever at the theaters. As long as they're accompanied by a guardian, the kids can watch the movie. I'm pretty sure Deadpool's going to have a lot of teenagers going to go see that movie with family members, as far as parents or uncles or legal guardians. It's the same thing. I mean, I get it, guys. Like some of the stuff that you do see at these events should not be seen by children. Would I take my kid to one of these events? Absolutely not. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Me as a parent, I wouldn't do it. But I'm just saying there's parents out there that are taking their kids to these events. All right. And as far as a parent, other parenting, I mean, there's different types of parenting. All right. Like I mentioned, would I take my kid to these events? I would not. But there's parents out there that would. So as far as the library event and reading time and drag, whatever it is, parents are taking those kids to those events. 1,800 employees had to do virtual training on how to become LGBTQ plus allies. For the most part, a lot of this stuff is being pushed by BlackRock. All right, if you guys know BlackRock, they've been, of course, pushing this agenda with all of these corporations. Bud Light, you guys saw Indian also did a little, what was it? I posted it on my TikTok. They did a video on drag queens. All right, and that's right, Jack Daniels and drag queens, something like that along those lines. What else? Sponsored LGBTQ entrepreneur bootcamp. I'm not sure what that is. The woke CEO Zeist signed the CEO Action of Diversity and Inclusion pledge. I mean, like I said, this is how these corporations are getting money lent to them. This is how they're getting these, I guess, bailouts. I'm not sure if this has a little bit of that to do with it, of course. They got to play ball with these larger corporations. You guys know BlackRock, they own everything. So like I mentioned, this is what they've been shoving down everybody's throat, or these corporations. And of course, you know, they've been playing ball. But I think Zeist is a little bit more for these personally, because I've mentioned, I've seen his interviews and I posted his interviews in my videos. Multiple woke United Way trainings, donated millions to United Way. I don't know who these guys are. United for Equity. I don't know any of these guys. I don't know what this is. Bigotry against Christians who supposedly have Christian privilege and more. So I guess these are some of these programs that they're supporting and they're donating, and that's, you know, that's the issue. Like I said, I don't have a problem with a lot of this stuff. But some of this stuff, of course, as far as a customer, you guys have to know what these corporations are spending your money. All right. You know, it'd be the same thing if they were supporting terrorism or whatever. Of course, you buy something from the corporation and then they're donating money overseas and they're supporting, you know, other stuff that I don't agree with. The only way to, you know, make your voice heard is by, of course, boycotting it and making it hurt in their wallet. I believe, from what I understand, they had to do a stock buyback to bring up the value of their stocks, because it was dropping from when Starbucks, this guy, I don't know who he is, from this fella reporting on Harley Davidson going woke. There's just so much here, guys. All right, and he's been the CEO since 2020 or 2019, I believe, if I remember correctly. You know, like I said, I've posted videos. He's very, very liberal and very, very, you know, just, you know, you guys get it, all right? Like I mentioned, I don't have an issue with that, all right? I don't have an issue with a lot of this stuff. You know, pride ride. Everybody can ride, as far as, you know, the way I see it. You know, I don't care who you like or what are your preferences or whatever. I don't care about this. All right, you could ride on two wheels. You know, partnered with HR group, supported LGBTQ plus causes. I mean, it's like some of this stuff I really don't care. But you know, if some of this stuff, of course, is targeted children or, you know, minors or whatever, then that's when I start having a problem with it. LGBTQ plus, race-based identity. A lot of this stuff I don't know what it is, guys. So 90 out of 100 CEI score from HRC. So I think this, like, I believe this is what is a huge part of them earning money, making money, you know, stuff like that, being on the stock market and stuff like that, because of BlackRock. It comes from the top. I mean, am I gonna be buying more of their gear? Probably not. I mean, I already have a ton of stuff. All right, I've been, you know, I have Dixon. We have so many good you know, brands out there that are, of course, linked with Harley Davidson or the lifestyle. There's so many manufacturers out there. You guys have Brabstar, which is Shade Tree Surgeon. You have Dixon. But there's so many shirts. Of course, you have all of the manufacturers, Saddlemen, SNS. They all make shirts. Then you have the stores. Of course, you have Speed Kings. You have Lowbrow. You have GetLowered Cycles. They all make shirts. So I mean, there's so much gear out there that you could purchase over buying from Harley Davidson. And quite honestly, a lot of the stuff from Harley Davidson, it's made in China. I made this video before. I bought gear, I bought merch, I bought some other stuff, and I say 99% of the stuff that Harley Davidson sent me, it was all made in China. So anyways, you guys can let me know in the comments, is this an issue for you? How Harley Davidson has gone woke? Yes, them spending their money on some of this stuff. I mean, I'm pretty sure they also have donations supporting, of course, right wing causes. I would guess. I would think so, right? I mean, do they donate to veterans? I'm not too sure. I know Bud Light was donating to both sides, of course. Bud Light was donating to some of these causes, but they were also donating, to veterans, and they were donating causes on the right side. So, I mean, some of this stuff is dumb. The inclusion training, because I get the emails myself at work. I get emails about this sort of stuff. We haven't had any training like this, but there is like little bulletins and notifications about diversity and equity, and it's everywhere, guys. It's absolutely everywhere. You can't really get around it. And I live in California, so it's everywhere. San Francisco is only 40 minutes away from me. All of this other stuff, I don't know. I just grew up around it. I guess it. I just see it different. As far as my only concern, like I mentioned, is keeping the kids out of it. That's it. You could do whatever you want. You could date whatever you want. You can marry whoever you want. Whatever you do in your own bedroom behind closed doors, hey, have a blast. But when it comes to kids and that kind of stuff, that's where I draw the line. Black Panthers, what's going on with this? HD celebrated their legal department taking a woke 21-day racial equity and literacy challenge, which included speeches like Black Panthers, white lies, BLM speech, and Ta-Nehisi quotes, case for reparations. Just I don't know. I don't think it's a big deal. But if you're not happy with this, the way they're going, of course, the only way to hit them where it hurts would be in the profits, money. All right, and like I mentioned, don't buy a 2024 model. If you're in the market, wait, see what they do, see if they announce something, or if they announce something for their followers or their consumers. I don't think they've made a statement or anything like that. If there's an apology, or see what they do. Don't buy a 2024. If you're absolutely against all of this, don't buy a 2024. Am I gonna buy a 2024 bike? No, I'm not. All right. It's not that I want, it's not that I don't want to because of this. It's I guess maybe part of it, but I mean, I can't buy a third bike. If I could afford it, maybe I'd still buy a 2024. Sorry, guys. But, as far as right now and in the near future, I'm not getting a 2024. So that's one way to do it. Don't buy a new model. Second way, of course, like I mentioned earlier, don't buy their gear. Don't buy their gear. And if you're buying something Harley related, buy it used. So you could buy a 2023 used, 2022 used. You could buy it at the dealership. Of course, used bikes, they're all, that's all profit for the dealership. So as long as you don't buy a 2024 or a new 2023, Harley Davidson's gonna feel it. And like I mentioned, as far as the gear, the apparel, don't buy any of it. All right, and if you see something on the used market, buy it on the used market. Buy it on the Facebook Marketplace. I see stuff all the time on the Facebook Marketplace. You can buy stuff on there. That not one penny from a used purchase will go to Harley Davidson. All right, so you can do that. As far as burning your gear and, you know, burning your jackets and stuff like that, because, you know, when we see it in the sports, I never really understood. I mean, you bought that stuff when, you know, Nike or when one of the players doesn't sign with the team, and then you see them burning the LeBron jersey or whatever. It's like the athlete already has your money, the corporation already has your money. They really don't care as far as what you do with your own property. That's the way I see it. I'm not burning none of my gear. I'm gonna keep it. So anyways, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching yet another video. Life's a risk. Get out there and ride. Later.